What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Casual Conversation with Will and Gary. You are tuning in to episode number 4. If this is your first time, thanks for stopping by. If you're a returning listener, thank you again. We got a good show lined up for you today. We really enjoyed this one. We literally talk about the infinites of the universe, the deep blue sea, and really just living your best life, not taking things for granted that you're given. So, once again, thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoy the show.
Welcome to the greatest podcast facing the earth.
What's going on, everybody?
Yeah.
Welcome back, or welcome for the first time, baby. Casual Conversation with Will and Gary. CC. This is episode number 4, our 4th installment, you could say. Oh, I gotta
turn your sound off. Golly.
Did y'all hear the red-tailed hawk?
I hope the mics picked that up.
I don't think it did. If it did, that'd be awesome.
Well, did you vote?
Dude,
What? Are
dude.
you?
Okay.
We just talked about doing the civil duty.
Okay. Listen. I am registered to vote in a different county than I live in. And I was busy that day, and I didn't want to drive all the way over there to vote but I don't know how to switch my voting county registration.
Man, it's interesting. It's interesting that you talk about that. I was actually talking about this with somebody else, dude. Okay, yeah, it's not a good excuse to say I was busy that day, but that's like a legitimate excuse sometimes. I think that in the 21st century, it should be a lot easier to vote. We shouldn't have to commune in one place to vote. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, it's not necessarily hard to vote, and it wouldn't have been hard for me to drive, 20 minutes down there. It was just the way things were going that day. I wasn't going to be able to get there until, right when they were fixing to shut it off.
Yeah.
So,
but they have an early vote,
which I didn't do.
And then they have a vote day.
Yeah.
But that's 2 days. Why
Yeah.
not have like a week to vote and
Yeah.
make it online? I mean, it's 21st century. I think we would have a lot more people participate.
You could say that. Yeah, I've thought about that before, but with the online stuff, it's easier to manipulate.
That's true. That's true.
The votes. So one person,
somebody get in and be hacking
also,
like Russia.
It is the 21st century, so
no offense, Russians.
Hacking is a lot easier to do now than it was,
that's
decades ago.
I guess that's a good
Technology
argument.
has advanced so far; it's easy for people to hack.
If technology has advanced so far, though, the people that are in charge and have the highest technology should be able to keep others out.
That's true.
Wouldn't you say? I mean, I'm not some tech geeks
I'm
out there like, you got it all wrong, man.
You guys are idiots, man.
I don't know, man. I'm just bro science.
I don't either. Anyway, bro, how was your week? What'd you do?
It was
last time we met.
It was good. I mean, we met like what, Tuesday, Wednesday.
You know what I meant last time
the podcast.
Last time since the people met.
The last time, man, honestly, working school. That's gonna be my answer every single time, man.
You had to have done something.
No, we went to Guitar Center.
We did go to Guitar Center.
We got some new equipment. I'm speaking into a new microphone. This is actually the very first microphone that I have ever bought. This is the first one. I've never owned another one. I've always bummed them off Will.
Which also let it be known that I've never bought a microphone. Before we were using my dad's, and then I had got one as a gift, but I have never bought one. So
yeah, so we're making steps in the world. This is actually a pretty nice.
It's actually
microphone.
Really nice, to be completely honest. Tell them how much it cost, Gary. Actually, no, we're not going to tell you.
No, since you said it was around $179 before tax, but I traded straight up for it. I mean, I ended up having to pay for like a protection plan, but I traded an instrument that I never use in for it.
Yeah.
And I just needed a mic a lot worse.
That's true. Dude, honestly, I'm thinking about selling my electric guitar.
We're going to find another prop.
Yeah.
For those of y'all that don't know what I mean, we're trying video out right now, and so we've kind of changed up the whole room and everything.
We're giving it a go.
We've got like 2 electric guitars sitting behind us. We're
Yep.
kind of working with the setup.
Yeah, I didn't plan very well, so the camera will probably go dead before we get done. And I don't know anything about editing videos and uploading videos to YouTube, so
We're just playing around with it.
Really, there's no telling what it's gonna turn
Yeah.
into yet. I mean,
We're eventually
if
going
any
to
of
try
you
and
have
get
any
video.
expertise in that kind of stuff, just
Reach
know,
out
let
to
me
us.
know.
We're open to learn.
Yeah, definitely need to learn about editing and that kind of stuff.
No, so I've actually got before we get into what happened to you this week, I do have 2 follow-up things that I've mentioned in earlier podcasts.
Okay.
So I talked to my dad about the mail bomber.
I forgot about the mail
And he
bomber.
didn't really.
He didn't have a hot take.
He didn't really have. I wouldn't call it a hot take. He just said like. It just happens. I don't know. You're scanning millions and millions of packages
That's true.
throughout the world, and it's just
What if he
Slips
scanned a
through.
bomb before? He might have.
Dude, I don't know.
That's crazy to think about.
I mean, the UPS drivers don't. They're lugging around. Dad said sometimes like the inner city people, they're lugging around 300 packages. I mean, there could be a bomb in there. You never know.
Yeah, and the drivers don't really look at the packages too much, do they?
No, they can't. They can't.
That's the people that I'm talking about, like even loading them on the truck.
Yeah.
They don't even load them, do they? Or do they load?
No, I don't think that they load them like Josh Payne, our good hunting buddy. He works a preload for UPS, and he goes in at like
Oh, okay.
like
so
3:30, 4 o'clock in
so
the
they have
morning.
the whole
and loads
crew
them
that
up.
loads up the trucks.
Yeah, they
Okay.
have like a big conveyor belt, and there's people that throw them on, and
Yeah.
people that sort them into the various trucks that go out on their routes.
Okay.
But anyways, he didn't have like a super hot take. He just said that it happens.
Yeah, I can see that though.
And then so this is I talked to my teacher about the packet. Honestly, I didn't.
Dude, you better have got the meat packet.
The meat. So the meat packet was not very helpful in regards to like telling you much about protein.
Oh my god.
It was like a recipe, and then we had to like evaluate it. So it was like little check boxes on like sensory evaluation.
Sure.
But I did talk to her. I said, Dr. Landry, I said, me and my buddy Will, we started a podcast. And I said,
You should check it out.
I told her to check it out, but I talked crap about her in that one episode, so I hope she doesn't. No, I'm just kidding. No, we learned that day, like what actually happens when you put specifically a pineapple on meat. There is a chemical called papain.
Okay.
Which is so misleading because you would think that chemical would be in a papaya.
Yeah.
But it's in a pineapple. Anyways, I was just telling her, we were talking about that the other day, and I cooked some steaks, and I don't know. It's just good timing, I guess.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, though.
But I also have to mention this because my buddy texted me about it and said that he was upset that I didn't mention. The dude that I was cooking those steaks for was Payden Stewart. Shout out Payden Stewart. I don't think you've met him.
I have not met him.
No, he was upset that I didn't.
Where'd he go? Didn't even give him a shout out, bro.
It's like, you told the story, man. You didn't even say I was there.
Didn't even give him a shout out. Way to go.
That's really all that I had happen this week. I say a lot. I had a few people text me and ask or even suggest some guests that could be on the podcast.
There we
so
go.
it's good to know that people are actually listening
Yeah.
and giving us some feedback.
No kidding. I've actually been genuinely surprised at how many people actually have told us that they listen to the podcast. I mean, and that's not saying that I didn't think we'd have a few people listen to it, but like I was honestly 100% not expecting it to go this well.
Yeah.
So for that, I say thank you very much.
Thank you guys
I really
so
appreciate
much.
that. That's super awesome.
We're
still learning as we go, so
yeah, we're still trying to take this in a direction, trying to figure out what we're wanting to do with it. But if we have people listening, then that gives us a reason to find that direction. So
Yeah. And I was thinking about this. I bet Gary'd say the same thing. If we have, 5 people listen to it and 5 people really enjoy it and get something out of it, I'd rather that than 1,000,000 people listen to it and nobody, thoroughly enjoy it.
yeah, everybody just subscribing and downloading and not really listening,
Yeah.
not really affecting them in any
And
way.
I mean, on that note too, if we had, 1,000,000 people listening to it, or we had 3 people listening to it, we'd be doing this anyway. So we're just doing it because we enjoy it. And
gives me a reason to come down and see Will since
Oh,
he moved out.
man.
And he gives me free food sometimes. That's always a plus.
I'm crying now.
No, you're not. So how was your week, Will?
Dude, it was pretty good. After we did the podcast every Friday.
We're changing that to Thursdays, though.
Yeah, we are. Sorry, the upload schedule varies too, because sometimes I forget to edit all the stuff. Anyway, that was Friday. So I went to a wedding on Saturday. It was pretty cool. Daylight savings on Sunday though.
Oh, man.
That really screwed me up.
Yeah, fall
Dude.
back. See, fall back's not that bad, but spring forward. So I've only been
No,
late.
fall back is bad too.
But dude, fall back. See, the reason for
You
me
get an
that
extra
spring
hour.
forward's back, the spring forward is really bad for me because I'm always an hour late to work. Dude, I got in an argument one time with a coworker. So I go into work at 4 a.m. I work at the Conway Regional Laboratory. And we go in at 4 a.m. and draw blood. Well, I wake up one morning, what I thought was 3:05 a.m. And I get a call from my coworker, and she's like, "Hey, where are you?" I'm like, "I just rolled out of bed, fixing to get in the shower, getting ready for work." She's like, "Well, you're supposed to be here right now." And I was like, "No, I'm gonna be there in about an hour." And she was like, "No, it's 4 right now. It's the clock or the time changed." And I was like, "Oh crap!" It was like the only time that I was no, there was one time I slept in, but other than that,
Yeah.
that's about the only
No,
time.
dude. I mean, spring forward isn't really cool either because you lose an hour of sleep. But the fall back, like when I wake up in the morning, I wake up every morning at 6:00, and I can tell like if I'm running behind or right on time by how much light is coming through the window. So when I would wake up at 6 and it was still dark, I knew that I was on time and I could fix my lunch, fix some coffee, stuff like that. But now when I wake up at 6, it is like light outside. So my body and brain got so used to waking up like at 6 before the time change that now I wake up at 5 and I'm just like, bing, bing, just wide awake at 5. And I lay in bed for a whole hour. And I don't know. I just got so used to waking up at 6:00 that my body thinks it's 6:00, but it's really 5.
Are you
That's
good
really lame.
now?
Huh?
Are you good now?
No, I've been doing it all week.
Dude, you'll get back into the routine.
I hope so.
It'll just
That's
take
terrible.
take a minute.
But other than that, we went to Guitar Center on Tuesday, and then really didn't do nothing. Oh, Wednesday I had to change my hot water heater. Lame. It had been leaking for like a week. They just go out every
dang.
once in a while. Yeah,
Leaky hot water heater.
$369. That's
Oh,
how much it costed.
screw that.
But you got to do it though.
No,
Unless
man,
you're
I'd
taking
have-
cold showers.
I'd have cold water.
My wife definitely would not take cold showers.
Oh, Courtney.
Honestly, I probably wouldn't. I take cold showers every once in a while, but not
To strengthen your mind.
to strengthen my mind and for skin health. For I don't even know.
For your complexion.
Yeah, there's a lot of benefits to cold showers. Actually, y'all should
Yeah,
try it
man.
out. Try
Yeah,
and
you
take
should
cold
tell-
showers for a month.
You should pitch that to Courtney. You wouldn't have had to pay that.
Very funny.
No, dude. So you said you went to a wedding. You should talk
Yeah.
a little bit about that.
Yeah, okay, I'll talk a little bit about it. It was a friend of my sister-in-law's. I won't tell you their names. And I won't tell you where they live or where it was at, but they're a very nice family. Like I've met them before.
Yeah.
Super nice, but also insanely wealthy.
Yeah.
I'm talking like probably the wealthiest people I've ever like met in person, I'd say.
Really?
Yeah.
One time I met Tory Hunter.
You met him, like you said hello?
Yeah, I sat
Oh.
on a plane with him.
Wow. Anyway,
I was 6.
the wedding was so large that they couldn't have it in like a normal wedding venue
Yeah.
place. So they had it at an airplane hangar at an airport.
Oh wow.
Like an older airport, but still an airplane hangar.
yeah.
Which is probably, man, I don't even know, 50,000 square feet,
yeah.
which is really large. Like,
Oh
I
yeah.
don't even know
we
how
know.
to. I don't even. I don't know how to compare that. It'd be like 150 feet wide and 400 feet long, maybe something like that.
Okay, so
It'd be
it's
50,000
very, very
square feet.
long.
Yeah, well, it was more like a square, so it's probably. I don't know the exact
So
dimensions.
you're saying 400 feet long?
Probably, yeah.
So that's longer than a football field.
Yeah, it was probably longer than that
Wow,
and wider than a football field too, probably.
that's crazy.
Yeah, but dude, it was like when you walked into the reception hall, they had the wedding outside, but when you walked into the reception, which was in the airplane hangar, and then the wedding was right outside of it, dude, it was like you literally walked into a concert that hasn't started yet. Okay, because there were so many people. There's probably like 6, 7.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2.
No, it wasn't like that. But they had these 2 huge screens, probably, I don't even know, like 50 feet tall, 50 feet wide, probably bigger than that. Like 2 of them mounted up on the back wall with like pictures of them and stuff. So it's like you're walking into a concert and they have like the person you're seeing up there, with like a picture of them. And then they just had like music playing in the background. It was kind of like echoing. And then they had, what else do they have? Oh, like people were chattering, Just
Yeah.
it was like a mass of people chattering. It was the craziest wedding I've ever been to, by far, and the nicest I've ever been to by far.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, I'm
That
glad I
is
got to go.
cool.
But
yeah, man, you text us and you were like, "Hey, man, I'm at this place and it's wild." And I was
It
like,
was
"What the heck
wild.
is Will doing at an
It was
airplane
wild.
hangar?"
it was wild, and they left on a jet.
A private jet.
Left on a jet, but you figured they would. I mean, we're at an airplane hangar, so. Anyway, other than that, that was about the most interesting thing I did all week. So
Yeah. Okay, so I've got a hot take. It's sport related.
a hot take, huh?
Yeah.
Lay it on me then.
Okay, so there was this dude. He's a superstar, but he's got a really boring name, Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas.
He's a receiver in the NFL. and
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
They were playing a big game, and he made a catch, like a really long touchdown, like an 80-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
And he celebrated, and the way he celebrated, before the game had started, he had these flip phones that he strategically and surgically implanted under the goalpost like pad.
Okay,
on either end.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And when he scored the touchdown, he lifted the pad up and grabbed the phone that had previously been planted there and like pretended that he was talking on the phone. Okay, funny, whatever. But he got penalized for that. But earlier in the game, the whole Saints defense made this really good play, and the whole line like rushed to the end zone because they were kind of close to the other opponent's end zone.
Yeah.
And they were like dancing, and like the crowd was pretending to like take pictures of them and stuff, and they were celebrating like that.
Yeah.
And they didn't get penalized. So the penalty was excessive celebration. And I just don't understand. I don't really watch football that much. I work Saturday and Sunday, so I don't watch college or NFL.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was so ridiculous to think that one dude got penalized for just having a flip phone.
Well, there's one.
And then they literally had the whole team out there dancing and taking up the game time, and they didn't get penalized. That wasn't excessive?
There's one component, though. It's probably a loophole somewhere. Is that he had an outside prop, which is probably not allowed. Like, you're allowed to celebrate, but you can't bring anything off the sideline or have anything.
You're not allowed to be creative?
Huh?
You're not allowed to be creative?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
that's kind of the message that I get. You're not allowed to like have your own flair. Well, like the way that the NFL reporters were talking about it. Again, I don't care about the NFL, but the way that they were talking about it was like they were disgracing this kid well, I guess he's a grown man, but Michael Thomas, they were like disgracing him, and it was like such a bad act, and they didn't even mention anything else about any other thing. Like, what makes that so bad?
I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of is why he got a
I mean, I'm
penalty.
not really expecting an answer. I just thought it was kind of ridiculous.
That's the only thing I can think of is why he got a penalty and the other person or other people didn't. Was because he had a.
I think people need to just take a chill pill.
NFL celebrations. They've been around for a long time. You used to could celebrate when you made a touchdown or whatever, but
since we're on sports though for a second, Arkansas and Texas plays like some kind of big I think it's either a basketball game. It's like some
it's men's basketball. That's one of their first games, isn't it?
It's one of their first games, but it's like for something. I can't exactly remember what it's for, but one of the Texas players, they were talking about this. I just saw this in passing and thought it was really cool. He missed like it was like 25 games last year.
Oh, did he have cancer?
Yeah, he had leukemia.
Yeah, I saw that.
And he's back playing this
year.
Dude,
honestly, not even kidding. I didn't really read much up on the story after I saw that initially, but it seemed like from how everybody was acting about it, that he was like in a real serious state.
Yeah.
Like he was fixing to pass away. Because they were like had his jersey at the games and stuff. And they had like a whole night for him, and they won, and everyone was super emotional. And like I don't know his exact condition or anything, but I thought he was like fixing to die.
Yeah,
was he or no?
I just.
But he's back playing for real.
Yeah, he's back playing now.
That's crazy.
And so I mean, Arkansas is playing. Go catch them. But there's a dude playing for Texas. His last name's Jones, I do believe.
When do they? I feel like they've already played.
No, they play tonight.
Tomorrow or tonight?
They play tonight.
Is it on TV?
Tonight is Friday, by the way.
It's Friday.
Yeah, it's on TV. It's on ESPN.
Friday.
But I don't know. I just thought that was really inspirational. Like him and there's the guy that plays for the Seattle Seahawks that like doesn't have an arm. You know what I'm talking about? Have you seen that Nike
I forgot
commercial?
his name though.
Man, those people, when you look at them, it's just like screw your excuses.
Yeah, it's true.
If you want to do something and you want to achieve it bad enough and you focus your attention hard enough on what you want, you will achieve it.
Yeah.
You will achieve it. So
yeah, that is pretty awesome.
There's your motivation.
A little Friday motivation for you.
No, not to change the subject completely, but my mom, she had a killer garden this year. And she like literally just cleaned out. She did like a greens harvest. So she grew like kale, collard greens,
turnip greens.
The most vibrant green plants I've ever seen. I went and checked them out a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go down there and get some kale.
Kale isn't bad, but dude, like turnip greens and collard greens, I just can't get down with those.
You didn't cook them right, man.
Yeah, I did. Even when my grandma would cook them, I can't get down with them.
You need to get my nana to make you some.
I probably won't get down with nanas either. Dude,
No,
I don't. It's not the taste. It's the way they feel. They feel slimy.
Yeah. See,
I don't know.
I can understand that because I really like pickled okra.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't like pickled okra.
Dude, like most of the things that
because of the texture.
Yeah. I'll say that most of the food that I don't necessarily like isn't because of the way it tastes. It's because of how it feels when I take a big old bite of it, you know?
Yeah.
It's just the texture of it. Like on my tongue, I don't know. Especially with collard greens and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Not feeling it.
Well, you got anything, man?
Yeah.
Anything on your brain this week?
On my brain this week? Not necessarily. I did see this interesting fact that I was gonna.
Excuse-moi.
Ooh, another one.
Dude,
Sorry.
what control yourself,
bro? I just had a little urge.
Are you gaseous?
No.
Are you in a gaseous state?
No, I'm not. Anyway, it said, I don't have it exactly in front of me, but that more people have been to the moon than have been to the lowest point in the ocean. So more people have been off the earth like to the another. I don't even know what you call the moon. What is the moon classified as exactly? A moon?
A moon. That's like its classification. I'm pretty sure.
Well, more people have been to the moon.
When you get Neil
Then-
Tyson on here,
Yeah,
hey,
but-
just know Neil deGrasse Tyson that you are
Neil-
always invited
Neil
to come
would-
on this podcast.
Neil, when you listen to this podcast, because I know you're going to, you have a invitation. But dude, is that not wild though? More people have been to the moon than to the lowest point on Earth.
Yeah, dude, we know, or when I say we, I know nothing. Our scientists, physicists, astrophysicists know more about space. I think it's more than double. I know for sure about space than we do about like deep ocean or anything oceanic. Like we know nothing. It's so hard for us to traverse down there. And you look around the earth as humans, we've learned to do pretty good in the air. We've obviously learned to be pretty good in terrestrial situations. And you can even subdivide those terrestrial situations from deciduous forest to plain lands to mountains to even the Arctic and the Eskimos. There are people that have conquered the elements to a degree to be able to adapt and live in those climates, but you look at the ocean,
Dude, the
and
ocean.
we haven't really. I mean, islanders. That's about as close as we
Yeah.
get. People that are
I think it's just because
sailors.
I don't even know. It's just I guess just the ocean is so vast, and I guess it's different. Like, because if you go into space, like the atmospheric pressure is different. So like our spacecraft and things can withstand more up there, I guess. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like the lowest point of the ocean, we don't really have a manned submersible that can go that far and stay for an extended period of time, I guess. You know what I mean? Like we have some that can go down there and look around, but we don't have a person or one that can carry people that can go down there, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So really it's easier to
It's easier to access.
It's easier to
space.
access space than it is the bottom of the sea, I guess.
No doubt. That would be something
That's
that's
wild, though.
super. That'd be something that would be super interesting to go into. Is like some type of marine biology or maybe marine geology. Like go down there and like study the mountain ranges and things of that nature.
Yeah, that would be pretty sweet.
I don't know. It's not for me, but I respect the
Yeah.
people that do it.
Another interesting fact, I heard this one, Neil actually said this one. The distance between the highest and lowest point on the earth is like less than 15 miles.
Yeah.
Or it might be 15 miles, something like that.
Yeah.
That's wild to think about.
No, man. The
15 miles? Think about, like, that's not even that far. Think
I'm
about,
going to go down to the grocery store about 15 miles. And
that's
get
literally
something.
like running into town. That's as far as it is.
Yeah, dude.
Even if, I can't even really comprehend
So-
it, but
To go on what you're saying, Neil deGrasse Tyson also said that, okay, if you took the earth and you had the most smooth cue ball that was ever made, like a pool cue ball, and you had them proportionately side by side, the earth and that cue ball, the earth would be so much smoother than
Yeah.
the most smooth cue ball that a human could make.
yeah.
And that blew my mind.
Like if you could hold the earth in your hand, just think about that. Like think about holding a cue ball in your hand,
And how smooth it is.
and then think about holding the earth in the other hand, and it would be like
It'd
the
be so much
smoothest
smoother.
cue ball you've ever held. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah. He's one of those guys that when he talks, he just blows your mind
Yeah.
sentence after sentence. If you've never seen like the Cosmos or even familiar with Neil deGrasse Tyson, you should really go check him out. He's
He's really cool.
Very, very interesting dude.
Yeah. Also saw another thing. It said it would take 4 years from. No, hang on. Let me think about this for a second. It would take 4 years for light from the nearest star to reach the Earth, or that's how long it takes.
Yeah.
That is a long ways away. The
'Cause-
nearest.
Because think
star.
about how fast light travels.
Yeah, the nearest star.
Really fast.
And think about how far away some stars are. That's the nearest one.
Dude,
4 light years away. is
the
nearest star.
universe is so immense that we can literally not even come close to understanding or fathoming how big it is.
Yeah.
We are so small, and if you can even begin to understand the fundamental idea of that, it's a good way to humble yourself. It's a really
Yeah.
good way to humble yourself.
It really makes you think about just how not even small, like smaller than small, like the
How
smallest
minuscule.
minuscule. That's a good word. Man, it's crazy to think about, but
It'll put you in your place.
it'll
for
put you in your
sure.
place. I saw a bunch of cool facts. I just went on Google and typed in interesting facts. But I thought that one was really cool. Anyway.
No, I'll so a couple podcasts back you talked about a situation that one of your buddies came to you with that was kind of a weightier
Oh, yeah?
situation. That's a word. I use it now.
I know. I'm glad you added that to your
So,
vocabulary.
I'm going to talk about a weightier subject, and I'm also going to keep the privacy of this person
Very good. Very good.
private. So I had a buddy that I haven't seen in a pretty good while. And that's like months on months on months, haven't seen this guy. And it just so happened he was in town. I texted him about something completely unrelated, and he was like, "Hey, I'm in town, what are you doing?" And I mean, I just made dinner, so I was like, "No, man, come over whenever you get done doing what you're doing." So he comes over, and we're just kind of chilling. I think the Thunder and somebody were playing on NBA. He's into NBA, so we were watching that and kind of talking. And he starts going into kind of this personal story that's kind of been happening to him the past 3 or 4 months, and it makes sense like now after hearing him tell me what all's been happening to him, why I haven't seen him. But long story short, he's dealing with parental issues.
Yeah.
There's a split in his family, and he's got brothers, he's got sisters, like he's very family.
So it's a pretty large family?
No,
well, not large,
relatively.
but so
I wouldn't even say large. Like he has a few brothers and sisters.
Okay, so
they're a very cohesive family. Like
Oh.
they're very
So, okay.
go and do everything together.
I don't want to cut you off, but it's like he didn't really expect that to happen, I guess.
No, he didn't.
Okay.
And he's been,
Okay, I got
he's
you
been
now.
kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, he's older. He's out of the house now, so he's like going off and doing his own thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And like he's not, checking in just 24/7 with what's going on.
Yeah.
It just kind of hit him out of the blue. Well, he's really realized that he needs to be spending time with his siblings, whereas earlier that wasn't like a top priority for him because some of the siblings are still young.
Yeah.
And it's like that split, like just because your parents aren't getting along doesn't mean that it should affect the siblings and,
Yeah,
and your,
that's true.
your relationship.
Yeah. I can also see how he could think that, I guess, would be because, when everything's going good, you can all meet back. Well, hang on. Let me think what I'm trying to say. So say, your family is running smooth, A-okay, your mom and dad are together, everything's going good. It's easier to just think, oh, well, I'll see him, sometime, or I'll see him.
And just keep putting it off.
Yeah, or like I'll see him whenever we all hang out at the house again, all together. But then he gets to the point where, oh, they're not together, so we're not going to be able to do that anymore. So that'd be kind of hard too, I guess.
Yeah, and to relate this to like a different situation that's not as intense, you kind of have to advocate. If you want to do something like that and you want relations with people, you kind of have to advocate for that. Let them know that you want to do that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm guilty. You moved out, and you're married with Courtney, living happily ever after, doing your own thing, trying to start a family, trying to do all these things. And I'm like, oh yeah, I don't see Will as much, but we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to hanging out more. And then we've made this point to do this podcast, and that's like advocating for actually doing it.
Yeah, that's true.
And so I don't know.
That's like,
Take a look around you and the important people in your life, and and look at how much time you're actually focusing on them. It doesn't have to be a lot of time, but
Yeah.
how simple it. This is kind of an extreme example. I come down here and talk to you for an hour in person, but how easy is a phone call to make to your grandparent that you haven't talked to?
Yeah, that's also very true. And the thing is, people think, well, I don't want to call them or I don't want to call not even your grandparents, but I don't want to call so and so because I don't want to bother them, or I don't want to talk on the phone for too long. Well, you don't really have to. Like if you call somebody and genuinely ask how they're doing, you can have a really good conversation in 5 minutes or less. I mean, you don't have to sit there and give the backstory about everything you've done since you haven't seen each other. I mean, you can have a heartfelt conversation with somebody, let them know you're thinking about them in way less than 5 minutes. I mean, and what's 5 minutes of your time? We spend 5 minutes doing a lot of other stuff.
It's not so much even the time or the content that you spend. It's simply that they know that you thought about them enough to make a call and
that's
want
true.
to talk to them.
And that's the thing with anything, like any time related situation or thing that you're trying to do. I'm guilty of this. You can make time for things that you want to do. I'm really bad about that. I say, well, I didn't have time. Well, I didn't have time to do this. Didn't have time to do that. And the thing is, when you really want to do something, you will make time for it.
Exactly.
It's not that I didn't have time. It's that I really didn't want to do it.
And so that's
the thing that you have to come to grips with is you have time. You just have to make time for what is really important. So
that's what my buddy said he's kind of been doing lately. I haven't seen him in a while, and he would come down and spend a lot of time with his friends, which is totally fine. Like, we're important too, in his life. But he just kind of sensed that imbalance, and he's been spending a lot of time with his family, and he came and talked to me about it. Like I can relate to him to somewhat. I have divorced parents.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different of a situation. Like, I was very young when my parents divorced, and it didn't, like, I developed and grew when they were already divorced. So I was already used to that. It didn't shake me up. So,
yeah, that's true.
But at the same time, he felt comfortable opening up to me because I could relate on that end. But I don't know. It really made me think about it, and I made some calls the next day. I called my grandparents, called my brother. Just
that's true, man.
Just the point of me saying all this is if you're listening to this, think about somebody that you could call today.
Yeah,
or tomorrow,
for sure.
That you don't have to talk to them too long, or even just shoot them a text. Just let them know you're thinking about them.
Yeah.
Because my mom lets me know quite often that I don't talk to her enough. Love you, Mom.
Same. What was I going to say? I was going to say something to finish that off. That's a good note to finish her off on, though.
Yeah.
Oh, it was that just don't take things for granted. That's it. It's easy to take a lot of stuff for granted. Just, be thankful for what you got, and,
understand how good you got it.
Understand how good you got it. That's a good way to put it. But
no, you got a little bit of a segue on that note?
A segue on that note. Yeah, I'd like to say that, well, I'll kind of segue into it here in a second. It was, I really got to looking into, podcasting and video, like editing and recording videos and stuff like that. And it is actually, I wouldn't say simple. Well, I mean, it's pretty simple, but it's a lot easier than you would think to start a podcast, or a lot easier than you would think to start a YouTube channel, or start this or start that. And I was looking at it, and the way technology is right now, it's like you don't have to have, I don't know how I'm trying to say this. You don't have to have a crazy amount of resources or expensive things, or, expensive,
the resources have become so common.
Yeah, or like expensive gear or anything fancy to start something and really not get rich, but make a life out of it. Like I was just looking through all my YouTube or people that I subscribe to on YouTube, and they got like 1 million subscribers or 10 million subscribers, or this and that, 50,000, 100,000. And I was like, man, they had to start somewhere though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they literally started. They probably didn't have all the nice stuff. They probably didn't have this, have that they have now.
Started from the bottom, now we here.
But I don't know. I never really thought about it before that when you're doing something like this, like a podcast, a YouTube channel, starting your own business, starting your own website, anything like that.
Starting a workout, starting anything.
You literally starting anything is that you don't have to blow the doors down when you first start doing it. Like everybody has to start. You just got to start. Gary has this saying, and he says, plant a seed and you water it every day. And what happens? It'll grow.
It'll grow,
baby.
baby. I'm glad that you use that saying. That's such a good
So
saying.
that's a great saying. But anyway, I was just like to the don't take things for granted. Yeah, I mean, I'll say this, and I'll speak for Gary too. We have it a lot better than a lot of people, and we're very blessed and very thankful for, what we have and opportunities that we have. So that's why we say don't take things for granted, because we have, things that we do take for granted and other people don't have. So that's a real humbling, thing to think about. But it's just you can do anything, man. You really can.
Will's on one right now.
I got so not really like excited, but I don't know. It was like two wires in my brain or just kind of like tapping each other. They were just like, zzz, zzz, zzz. And then all of a sudden they just like melded together, just zing, and they just clicked on. Like, it's like, dude, you can do a whole lot more than you think you can. Is basically what I was trying to say.
You can, for sure.
So,
So, since we're talking about being thankful and everything, it is mentionable that I'm pretty sure, what is it, Sunday is Veterans Day?
Sunday, yeah. The
Pretty
11th?
Sure. Is it Monday or Sunday?
Sunday is Veterans Day.
Sunday.
It's observed on the 12th, but it's actually Sunday.
So, that is something that we should definitely be thankful for.
Yes.
Is the veterans. The reason that you sit in your comfortable home and you don't have to worry about people running rampant across the U.S. of A. is because we have people that protect the outside.
Yep. Reason we get to make this podcast.
So I honestly want to shout out two special men in my life, my papaw, Jim Berry, and my grandpa, Sammy Collins. They both are veterans, and I'm glad that they fought when they did and did what they did.
Yep.
So that
both of my grandpas
safe.
also fought in the military. Marvin Lee, my grandpa, and also my other grandpa, Quentin Pennington, both served in the military.
Salute.
And also a lot of other family members too. And also the active duty servicemen and women.
Yeah,
thank you as well.
Blake Bryant. Woo,
Blake Bryant.
Shout out.
Hey. Yeah. So I'm glad you brought that up, Gary. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, I felt like that was definitely mentionable. And that, hey, if nobody came to mind when I was talking earlier about somebody to call, think about somebody that's in your family. Think about maybe a friend that has performed in some form of service, and then let them know that you're thankful for them.
Yeah,
so that'd be a good one.
And everybody that I've ever known that was in the military or even still in the military, they always say that they're always it always gives them a smile or gives them a good feeling when somebody comes up to them and thanks them for their service and what they do. Everybody likes to feel appreciated, but especially military servicemen and women. I think they don't get enough appreciation, so I think it really gives them something extra when you see a serviceman or woman out in public and you walk up to them and shake their hand and tell them you're genuinely thankful for all their services. I think that really that's a really good thing to do.
Does their heart good.
Does their heart good.
Makes them feel appreciated. Everybody wants to feel like they've done something.
Yeah,
and they definitely have.
And that's true. That's true.
Very deserving.
Especially that specific example. So,
well, Marcus finished today his strength camp, his internship. He's done.
Oh, the last one.
Yeah,
the last day. Done.
He's going to spend like 4 or 5 days. He's going to head up to the Smokies. In his words, he's going to go up there and decompress for a few days.
The decompression chamber.
He's going to go to the decompression chamber in the Smokies. No, me and him, or him and I, or I don't even know. Sorry, grammar
dude, I'm
Nazis.
terrible. I'm terrible
Anyway,
at grammar,
we
so.
know you're
I'm
terrible.
terrible at grammar.
Go
Oh.
check out our descriptions. Go check out our
Hey.
first descriptions. Will butchered the grammar.
I went back and changed a little bit of it, and I fixed our logo spelling. So all that should be good to go. Go check us out, iTunes, Google Play.
Anyways, so he's gonna go up there. Well, we're planning on going on a 50-mile backpacking adventure
That's a long way.
in December on the Ozark Highland Trail. We've done section 1 and 2, and now we're gonna do, which we did those separately. We're gonna do 3 and 4, but we're gonna do those.
Where exactly is the Ozark
together.
Highland Trail?
It starts at Lake Fort Smith, and it goes east all the way to about Mountain View. So it's like 180 to 200 something mile
Okay.
trail. I mean, it's long.
Long trail.
I think it's busted up into 8 sections, so we're
Yeah.
gonna knock out 3 and 4. Anyways, so we've had that plan for a while, and so he's texting me this week. He's like, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna go up to the Smokies and just decompress, and I think that I'm gonna do this trail, and it's like 54 miles." And I was like, "Wait, what? You're gonna go do a 54-mile trail in the Smoky Mountains in winter?"
It's not winter yet.
It's fixing to be winter. It's might as well be winter in the Smoky Mountains. I think it gets like 5,000 to 6,000 feet in elevation. Gets cold.
It'd be cold.
Anyways,
It's cold, Kyle.
Anyways, so he says he's gonna do that, and he's a big boy. He's a big boy. He can handle himself,
Yeah.
but hopefully he doesn't freeze to death, get eaten by a bear. Which I guess the bears are probably hibernating by now, like most smart mammals.
Yeah. Maybe I should
Marcus
start
is a
hibernating.
mammal.
That's what he's doing, bro. He's going up there to hibernate.
Yeah, you're right. He's gonna hibernate and decompress. No, I'm ready for him to be back though. We're gonna go and take some lead climbing classes, a lead climbing day. It takes like an hour or so to do,
That's not too bad.
and we're really gonna hit the Ozarks and do some climbing. I'm honestly, which I don't want to leak too much out on my creative.
Don't leak.
my creative process, but I
You
think
can
yeah, I'm gonna give a little.
you can take a
bit.
dropper and drop a couple drops,
Yeah,
but
dude,
don't
I'll
leak.
take a pipette and I'll just get a little bit and I'll just doot, doot, doot.
Yeah,
Okay, so
like 3 drops.
Here it comes. So me and Marcus have been pretty active outdoorsmen as far as like going out and hiking and rock climbing and just being outside. We're wanting to get into hunting, but we haven't got into it the way we want to. We're wanting to get into bow hunting. Right now we just kind of sit in the stand and try and get some lean free protein.
Lean free, baby.
But anyways, we have spent the past 3 years kind of developing our skills, our know-how to do certain things, knowing like just the geography of Arkansas. And I think that we have gained enough skill as far as being able to capture footage, being familiar, not good at, I'm not going to say good, but familiar with editing video. Me and Will, we were starting to accumulate all of this audio equipment, and I think that it would be really cool for me to kind of delve into making some type of short film.
Director Gary.
And nothing huge, but
He's making a feature film.
I
That's what he's
would-
saying.
I would no, I'm talking like maybe 4 to 8 minutes of material and just kind of
No, that'd be
do
cool,
a
though.
voiceover
Yeah.
or something. Anyways, I just wanted to kind of get that out there. That's kind of what's going on in my mind.
Also,
Be kind of a next year project type
yeah.
thing.
Speaking of our projects, we really want to get a really sweet cover art for our YouTube channel, for our actual podcast that people see when they look at it on iTunes and Google Play. So if any of you are like really good at like, I don't even know what kind of style it'd be, like a caricature,
Like a
caricature,
caricature, political cartoon, like that
Yeah,
type of
like the
art.
big heads and the weird looking face.
Yeah.
But not just us. It'd be like us sitting in 2 chairs, and then we want like I don't know,
like some mics and just like a
Yeah.
chill, laid back environment.
Like
I
a
don't know.
wolf sitting in between us or a grizzly bear
Yeah.
or something.
Or like an eagle that's fixing to take Will's head off.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That'd be
just,
cool.
Just send us some stuff in. We would love to see it. Share
Yeah.
it with us. Or if you
And-
know somebody, if you're listening to this and you know somebody that's really, really talented,
Yeah.
somehow get us in touch with him. That'd be awesome.
Him or her, either one.
Him or her, yeah. We're not trying to discriminate.
Gary, come on, bro.
Sorry, bro.
And I mean, we'll pay. Not very much, but
we'll pay.
We'll pay.
We'll compromise.
yeah. No, but I mean, we'd pay for
No,
if somebody
seriously.
can draw us a really awesome, picture.
If you're
Well-
good at what
well-
you do, we'll pay out of pocket.
Yeah, the thing is though, I don't even know how that works because it would have to be a digital, like a digital drawing. So I don't know if you can draw on computers. They have computers you can draw on now, like touch screens that people draw on.
Man, I don't know.
Or would you like draw it and then scan it in, or
That's
what?
something that I'm gonna leave up to the artist.
That's true. But anyway, we'd be willing to pay.
He's gonna sell something to us. He's got to get it to us. Transportation and logistics of artwork is not my specialty.
Not my specialty either. And art is not my specialty either. Drawing, painting.
Will is an artist. Will may not be a visual artist, but he's the audio man. Will's been playing guitar for like 10 years. He plays some of the piano. He plays the Native American flute, for crying out loud.
That's
Will
that's
is
the
an
easiest one of
artist.
them all.
Will is an artist.
flute.
Don't let him fool you. He put me in a meditative state one time playing that.
You serious?
No, you didn't. But you got close. It's very soothing.
Yeah. Anyway,
No, I've got a guy that I kind of want to do a shout out. It's a special shout out. He also has his own podcast.
I've listened to it. It's pretty good.
His name is AJ Cannon. He is from Drasco, Arkansas, and this podcast that he runs is very specific. Like whereas we don't really have a direction.
Yeah,
we
we're-
just talk willy nilly.
I don't even know what ours would be under.
Just
Like what category? Entertainment maybe?
yeah, we'll just leave.
We're
it
not
at
even necessarily
entertainment.
comedy. I mean, we're funny guys, but
I like to think we're funny.
yeah,
No.
probably just entertainment, I guess.
But his podcast is directed towards small town musicians, audio nerds that are, into the gear, the latest gear, how to mix things. So it is more of a specialized podcast, but I really, really like what he's trying to do with it.
Yeah.
He's basically like saying that he is one of the only people around that is into audio. I forget what's his degree in. Do you remember what he said?
I don't remember.
It's like audio maintenance, audio management, something like that. But what he's doing, he likes where he lives. There's nothing wrong with his family's around him and everything. So he doesn't want to move off to a big music town like Houston or Nashville and leave everything he's got to go pursue something. He would rather, stay in his small town and be the guy that helps people out that maybe don't have
Yeah.
the ability. Because, dude, audio is, I'm not illiterate, but I'm just borderline illiterate. Like, Will is the one that makes everything happen on this podcast. He's the one that hooks all the stuff up,
And-
does all the sound.
And just so everybody knows, I really don't know what I'm doing either. The only thing
He's
thing
getting good.
I've ever learned is from watching either somebody else do it or watching YouTube videos.
But anyways, I just think it's really cool because this guy AJ, he's trying to create a community with his podcast of small town musicians, trying to get, I don't know, just a means of communication between them to communicate ideas. So if you're into music or you think you're wanting to get into music or you've been playing for a long time, I highly recommend the podcast is on iTunes, it's on Google Play, and it is called Not So Nashville by AJ Cannon. Go give it a listen, subscribe, and we're definitely.
I think he gives you his email and stuff too. So if you got any questions or whatever, you can
Yeah, if
email him
you're-
about it.
If you're a new dude getting into audio and you got some questions, he'll definitely help you.
I've
out.
never met AJ, but just from listening to the podcast and listening to him articulate and talk about audio equipment and things of that nature. You can tell he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, I spent.
I mean, he kind of acted like he didn't. He was being humble, is what he was doing. Like, you can tell he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, I spent about 2.5 years around the dude. I mean, he is the audio dude and lead guitarist for his church. Oh yeah, by the way, he's like plays the guitar, the bass, the keys. Like, he's very, very techy.
The keys. Ding, ding, ding.
But seriously, we're gonna have him on the podcast, and we're actually gonna go do a podcast with him on his channel. So when we get all that worked out, we will definitely keep you updated.
For sure.
But anyways,
Man.
how long we been? How
Bro,
long we
we
been
got-
rolling?
Well, we had to have to cut the first part because I forgot that we were recording and we were just messing around. Probably like 55 minutes or so.
Okay, cool. Well, I mean that's about all the
That's about all I got, man.
material
We're not
I've
going-
got.
Not the high score today, but we don't go for high score every time. If we did a high score every time, then by like our 20th episode, we'd be
We'd be going
we'd be
way
going
too
way
long.
too long. The question I really want to know is if that camera recorded the whole thing or if it's dead.
I bet it's dead.
I bet it is dead.
No, I just want to end it. This is my last thought, and this is kind of just summarizing what we were talking about earlier. Focus. Well, first of all, sit down and come up with things that you really like to do, things that make you better, whether it be an activity, extracurricular, or on the job, or your family members or whatever. Just sit down and think of things that are of value to you. And then think about how much attention you focus on those things and where that attention may be getting pulled away from that of things that like aren't so important, like your phone or I don't know, texting people that is not really that important just to text them. I mean, look at your life and try and focus your attention on things that you like, that you love, people you love, things you love. And that's really all I got. I just wanted to kind of hit home and highlight that point in this podcast.
And that's for sure, man. I mean, I feel like that's what we're doing with this. We actually we do a whole lot of stuff, but me especially, this is very relaxing to me. It's very therapeutic in a way, and I just think it's really fun. It's enjoyable to mess with the audio and video, mess with editing, stuff like that. I think it's really cool. So if you can find something that you like to do like we did, then you'll genuinely enjoy it, and it'll make you feel better. Just all around. It'll improve your mood. It'll improve, it'll give you something to look forward to doing. Especially
Definitely.
so. Anyway, that's a good note.
Yeah, well, you can find me on Instagram at Gary the Great 96. That's GaryTheGreat 96, and on Snapchat as Gary Gairy.
Yes. And we have been posting on social media about things that have been going on. Like, we started a YouTube channel, and we always post when we have a new episode coming out and stuff like that. So you can find me on Instagram, Will Pennington. Hang on, I don't even remember what.
Oh my god!
I don't remember what it is.
Are you
bro.
serious right now,
dude? Just hang on a second.
Oh my god!
Oh, okay. Will _ Pennington 00. That's WILL _ PENNINGTON 00. And on Twitter as the Scavenger 23. That's THESCAVENGER 23. And we have been posting on, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, stuff like that. And we will continue to do that. And eventually we will make our own specific social media accounts for the podcast. Also, go check us out on YouTube. We're going to try. If this camera recorded the whole video, I want to try and put it on there.
Dude, I'm down for it.
I'm down for it.
I just seriously
doubt
that it lasted that long. Will forgot to charge it, by the way.
Yeah, sorry. But no joke. Go check us out. It's our YouTube channel name is Casual Conversation Podcast. And we have the same logo and stuff for now. So It's the same logo that's on iTunes and Google Play, so you can find us. Be sure and subscribe. YouTube especially would be a good place for you guys to leave comments and, tell us what we did wrong or tell us something that we could improve on, and then tell us what we did good, stuff like that.
We're very open to criticism.
Yeah, for sure. And
as long as it's constructive.
And YouTube's a great platform for that. Is you can leave comments on all the videos and stuff. So, with that being said, I think we're
Gary out.
Bye.